Peace, peace. Damn. All messed up. Oop. All messed up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh. Peace, peace. Mm. Oh, shit. This is not what I meant to do. Mm. Damn. Oh, Lord, I hope I didn't fuck up. Mm. Yeah, I don't understand what happened. I felt like, hmm. see. Okay, I finally got it together. Dang, I didn't even see her message. Hmm. Okay. Damn. I really got to get this together, y'all, because, yeah. This is freaking weird. And let's see. Yeah, this is not what I had planned. Okay, family. Hey, whoever's watching, cool. If you couldn't make it, I'm cool. Here's the topic right here. Okay. Hey guys. So, like I said, I was waiting long enough. Don't see anyone. Let's look like they're gonna come in, but I'm gonna go ahead and just teach, I guess, because I'm kind of moved to do so. Should probably text back. So here we go. So basically, I really want to just wait. Maybe I can get a couple. I really want to wait. I know some things that I did go over the last time, so I kind of want to double back. But everybody going live tonight, I would have waited. Okay. Okay. Either don't come from my little PowerPoint, y'all. I'm not all the way versed in this. My first viewer. Hi, Bob. I'm extremely nervous. No, this is just me trying to present some blah. Look at me stuttering already. Present some stuff from my assignment that I had. I just wanted to kind of highlight a few key points. That's all. Okay. So basically, most of my research and the things that I've been studying has just been really more so encompassed around our racial identity and what that means and all of the things that has made our identity. So we only had like 20 something slides. I don't got a lot tonight, but so yeah, I'm just gonna break it down, just like introduce everyone to the problem at hand. I'm gonna break down a little bit of the U.S. transatlantic slave trade, 1644 to 1867, an assessment by David Eltis, just like a brief overview. Like these are the things that pretty much was in my I'm also going to break down Black Rednecks, White Liberals, one of his essay passages, The Real History of Slavery by Thomas Sowell, definitions of identity, race, and nationality from a cultural perspective, and obviously the racial reclassification of Black Americans. Yes, hold on, Bab, 'cause I gotta figure out how to give people their. I don't know how to give people wrenches and stuff. I don't. I gotta, yeah, get there. Oh, shit, my screen go. Give me a second. Um, I appreciate you showing me love back for real. I still don't know how to. I still don't know how to. You know how to do that. Okay. All right. So the problem at hand. The underlying issue pertains to the intricate racial identity and unique history of the Black Americans who are born in the United States. Throughout history, we have been subjected to severe racial discrimination, unlawful treatment, and the reclassification. Throughout history, we have been subjected to the severe racial discrimination, unlawful treatment, and the reclassification of our racial identities. Additionally, the pervasive history of racial discrimination and systemic racism in the United States has significantly shaped the experiences and perceptions of Black Americans, leading to a distorted understanding of our own identities. From the era of slavery to the implementation of Jim Crow segregation laws, as well as the persistent racial disparities observed in education, employment, and the criminal justice system. Black Americans born in this country have confronted significant obstacles and endured unequal treatment across generations. Thank you, Beth. See, I feel like I'm about to share some good stuff. I don't want anybody to miss it with me reading through these slides all fast. Okay. I got some shit out of order, child. Hold on. Oh no, that's correct. Okay. So the claim that 12 million Africans were forcibly abducted lacks substantial support and documentation. Ooh, excuse me. Scholars like David Eltis challenge historical estimates of captives, the people involved, their size and direction, and other issues. Some I'll get into, some I may not. Scholars such as Thomas Sowell explore overlooked aspects and facts surrounding the history of slavery. The terminology used to define the ethnic identity of Black Americans have evolved through the development of the United States Census created in 1790. The effects of our mental health have occurred due to the power of imagery and names or name calling. I didn't really touch on the mental health aspect of it as much as I should have in this particular presentation, but yeah. So that's pretty much just the overarching idea here is that, you know, the manipulation of history, we've been subjected to be, you know, we just been subjected to some unfair treatment. And that's just due to complexities in our identities and how we identify ourselves and why it's such a problem that they reclassified us. And just like all these stories, they encompass what they say our identity is. So, yeah, I really want to hold on. I know. Because I know once I start rolling, that's it. I appreciate Doc you stopping through for a little second. That means a lot to me. Okay. Um, all right. Okay. Okay, guys. So pretty much this segment will be just excerpts of what I took from David Eltis's article on Monday when I was live. I had my good sisters in here. I was able to talk about like show them the actual article in full. Um, yeah, depending on how many people I get, I probably won't do that. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. So yeah, so here we go. David Elsis's article entitled "The U.S. Transatlantic Slave Trade, 1644 to 1867: An Assessment" discusses the bicentenary. So the bicentenary is the 100-year anniversary or celebration or something, right? Or yeah, basically discusses the bicentenary of the abolition of the African slave trade by the United States and the significance of re-examining the patterns of the U.S. side of the African slave trade. He highlights that more African migrants have arrived in the United States since 1992 than during the entire slave trade era. Eltis points out that the second African diaspora, surpassing the first in size and diversity, coincides with the technological revolution, enabling historians to access, analyze, and manipulate historical documents unimaginably. Okay, so we got to understand that they've manipulated the documents, guys. We have to understand that they are in a position where they can manipulate and change things to what they wanted to be to fit their narrative, guys. So we have to be mindful when we're throwing things out there. We're talking about certain aspects of history. Like we need to be fully versed in, you know what I'm saying? We need to be able to understand exactly what it is that we are saying and what it is that we are trying to convey, right? So boom. Tell you. Don't miss it. Okay, so continued. In his 2008 work, David Eltis explores the groundbreaking launch of the new transatlantic slave trade database and its implications for our understanding of colonial American and U.S. involvement in the slave trade. This comprehensive database provides us with a wealth of information containing records of over 34,000 voyages to the Americas and offering estimates of the volume and direction of this dark business. It stands as the most extensive collection of the blah. It stands as the most extensive collection of data on the U.S. slave trade to date. Eltis 2008. Eltis highlights the database's integration of data, approximately 3,700 voyages connected to the North American mainland, shedding light on the intricate connections between different regions. However, he acknowledges that challenges posed by the fragmented nature of the data, particularly for voyages that span multiple jurisdictions and took a year to complete. These factors have resulted in some gaps in our knowledge. Eltis also highlighted the first aspect that captures the attention of historians is the definition of the initial African diaspora, which holds significant importance in understanding various aspects of U.S. history. While there is no comprehensive monogram on this subject, numerous books and essays present diverse opinions on the number of Africans who arrived in the United States before the abolition of slavery and their places of origin. This literature indicates two methods for estimating the number of arrivals from Africa. One approach in the demographic method, in which scholars utilize population counts and historical vital rates to calculate arrivals based on the remaining number after accounting births and deaths in 1974, Fogel and Ingerman developed a meticulously constructed series that estimated 653,000 arrivals from all sources, including the Caribbean. Notably, within this series, 45%, y'all see that number, of the total arrivals occurred in the short span of 30 years, with 21% occurring in the last decade. As you all can see right there, those are the dates, right? However, James A. McMillan recently revised the estimates for 1783 to 1810, reducing the total number of arrivals to 530,000 from 653,000. It is important to note that these revisions were not based on new population or vital rate data, but rather on alternative assumptions regarding vital rates and population counts. While these assumptions are reasonable, it is equally possible for other assumptions to produce different results. Therefore, there is no compelling reason to accept one set of assumptions over another. Right? One of the challenges in accurately estimating arrivals from Africa lies in the scarcity of historical records of vital rates for Black individuals in what later became the United States, particularly before the mid 18th century. Moreover, the notable increase in arrivals during the later part of the demographic series may be influenced by differences in the methodology used in the first and second U.S. census conducted in 1790 and 1800, respectively, compared to their colonial predecessors, rather than reflecting actual immigration patterns. Peace and love, OTK. Thank you. Yes, big dog, peace. Almost feel like I need to go back and y'all can understand what I was doing. Did y'all just pop in? Like I upgraded my little stream yard, but still didn't get the wrench thing situated. Am I gonna actually have to go on YouTube to do that, y'all? Y'all know better than me. So yes, guys. Like thank y'all for coming in and joining the build. Yes, just got the link. Uh-huh. Yeah, I dropped it in there if people wanted to come up and uh, talk about, my presentation to these 2020 slides. I don't have a lot. Thank you to Ag Power for dropping that link for you guys and coming on in. Thank you so much. Do what OTK said, like, share, subscribe, baby. Big purr. Okay. So basically, guys, what I am discussing here is the complex racial identity of Black Americans. And pretty much, I'm just going through literature and things that I've researched and I've come across. And I had put some of this information in a paper that I had to present to a professor. So I'm just trying to share some of the information that I included to help her understand, like how and why our identity is complex. And yeah, so I would just show it real quick. Let's run back through it for 1 second. So that's the breakdown. Just the introduction to the problem at hand. And when I came in, I was going over some things from Eltis. And then I'm going to some things from Thomas Sowell. I'm going to go into some definitions of identity, race, and nationality. And then I'm going to go into a little slight article on the racial classification of Black Americans. It is really not even so much so about Black Americans, but more so about the racial classifications, period, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, I just want to let it up there. You guys can look at it for a second. It's not that long. OTK, don't you worry about that. You didn't know what I had going on, honey. So yeah, let me just read this part again. The problem at hand. The underlying issue pertains to the intricate racial identity and unique history of the Black Americans who are born in the United States. We have been subjected to severe racial discrimination, unlawful treatment, and the reclassification of our racial identities. Additionally, the pervasive history of racial discrimination and systemic racism in the United States has significantly shaped the experiences and self perceptions of Black Americans, leading to a distorted understanding of our own identities. From the era of uh, from the era of slavery to the implementation of Jim Crow segregation laws, as well as the persistent racial disparities observed in education, employment, criminal justice. Yeah, Black Americans in this country have been confronted with significant obstacles, and we've endured fucked up treatment from the beginning for no reason when these colonizers came in. But we're gonna get into that too. So I just continue that by pretty much saying that the claim that 12 million Africans were forcibly abducted lacks substantial support and documentation. Scholars like Eltis challenge historical estimates of captives, the people involved, their size and direction, and other issues. As y'all can see, I might get into some of it, I might not for the sake of time because I was trying to just put it together and, just get the main points out there as much as I could, right? Scholars such as Thomas Sowell explores overlooked aspects and facts surrounding the history of slavery. I think y'all gonna enjoy that. Like I want to get into a read of his book because I really do think that people should really get into that and try to understand like the overarching premise around slavery and what that really looked like and what that really was. Because I can understand root words like take on it. I really do understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand his take on it. So anyway, the terminology used to define the ethnic identity of Black Americans has evolved through the development of the United States Census created in 1790. The effects on our mental health have occurred due to the power of imagery and names or name calling. So when I'm saying imagery, I'm talking about the things that we see, the things how we're portrayed, right? In media, film, whatever that may be, right? How we look to the overall and how in turn it's coming back and how it's affecting us. And most of the time it's not in a positive way. So yeah, I really wasn't that far. So David Eltis is a professor. I'm not sure if he still works at Emory University or not, but he is white. I know people got their sentiments about him being white, but I think that he's a white man that's extremely honest, and that's just what it is. So Give y'all overview of Eltis. We gotta go back a little bit and walk it back since people just started coming in. So, like I said, thank you to OTK, thank you to Big Dog for the OG, thank you to Ed, Power, my big bro. Well, that's my little big brother. So anyway, okay, guys. And Monday, like I said, I missed my last live, my first one that I did on Monday, and I was able to really get into the article, but I didn't really still get into it. So David Entwis's article entitled "The U.S. Transatlantic." Your panel. Wait, does it want guests? Is that what it's saying? I don't see nothing now. Let me see. I'll help read. Sound good. Hold on. Okay, so how do I find you though? Are you in my should I see you? Did you click the link? Is it still up there? Anyway, David Eltis's article. Oh, you asked me. Yeah, I was gonna wait until after I finish and try to get some dialogue. I mean, if you want to come chill, I don't mind. Shoot. But yeah, I was gonna drop the link. I just dropped it in the beginning just to see who was like gonna pop up or whatever. But yeah, I was gonna wait because it's only 20 slides, so it's not gonna be long. I need to stop talking. So and start talking about this. Okay. And like all of these slides to me, like what I created to me, in my opinion, encompasses like the complexities around our identity and why it's been so hard to come to one understanding about who we are. And like I said, this is more, where this came from. I got a lot more. So just stay tuned and I'm gonna just keep popping up and getting it together and figuring this whole social media, YouTube, sharing the screen shit out. So okay. Okay, David Eltis's article entitled "The U.S. Transatlantic Slave Trade, 1644 to 1867: An Assessment" discusses the vast itinerary of the abolition of the African slave trade by the United States and the significance of re-examining the patterns of the U.S. side of the African slave trade. He highlights that more African migrants, y'all see that? Migrants who came to this bitch, African migrants have arrived in the United States since 1992 during the entire slave trade era. Eltis points out that the second African diaspora, surpassing the first in size and diversity, coincides with the technological revolution, enabling historians to access, analyze, and manipulate historical documents unimaginably. Hear that? Manipulate historical documents unimaginably. Okay. In his 2008 work, David Eltis explores the groundbreaking launch of the new transatlantic slave trade database and its implications for our understanding of colonial American and U.S. involvement in the slave trade. This comprehensive database provides us with a wealth of information containing records of over 34,000 voyages to the Americas and offering estimates of the volume and direction of this dark business. It stands as the most extensive collection of the data on the U.S. slave trade to date. Eltis highlights the database's integration of data from approximately 3,700 voyages connected to North American mainland, shedding light on the intricate connections between different regions. However, he acknowledges that the challenges posed by the challenges posed by the fragmented nature of the data, particularly for voyages that spanned multiple jurisdictions and took a year to complete. These factors have resulted in some gaps in our knowledge. Eltis highlights the first aspect that captures the attention of historians is the definition of the initial African diaspora, which holds significant importance in understanding various aspects of U.S. history. While there is no comprehensive monograph on this subject, numerous books and essays present diverse opinions on the number of Africans who arrived in the United States before the abolition of slavery and their places of origin. The literature indicates two methods for estimating the number of the number of arrivals from Africa. Okay, One approach is the demographic method, in which scholars utilize population counts and historical vital rates to calculate arrivals based on the remaining number after accounting for births and deaths. In 1974, Fogel and Ingerman developed a meticulously constructed series that estimated 653,000 arrivals from all sources, including the Caribbean. Notably, within this series, 45% of the total arrivals occurred in the short span of 30 years. I see that, with 21% occurring in the last decade. However, James A. McMillan recently revised these estimates for 1783 to 1810, reducing the total number of arrivals to 530,700 from 653,000. It is important to note that these revisions were not based on new population or vital rate data, but on the plausible shit, but rather plausible for other assumptions to produce different results. I don't know why I got that typo there. Therefore, there's no compelling reason to accept one set of assumptions over another. Yes, peace and love to everybody that just entered. Peace and love, guys. I'm just going over the complex racial identity of Black Americans, what I feel like encompasses the confusion in our identity. And yeah. All right, so here we go in the third paragraph. Straight slow. One of the challenges in accurately estimating arrivals from Africa lies in the scarcity of historical records of vital rates for Black individuals in what later became the United States, particularly before the 18th century. Moreover, the notable increase in arrivals during the late part of the demographic series may be influenced by differences in the methodology used in the first and second U.S. census conducted in 1790 and 1800, respectively, compared to the colonial predecessors rather than reflecting actual immigration patterns. Okay, guys. So it sounds like what he was saying is that it was more people immigrating to this bitch than actually was being brought over. All right, let's keep going. Number 8. All right, that's rock because I don't got that long, y'all. According to David Eltis's article, there were approximately 390,000 arrivals in the United States during this period. However, the estimates from slavevoyages.org suggest that only 6,100 of these arrivals were directly from Africa after 1808. This is significantly lower than the estimates provided by Curtin and Starks, which were 54,000, as many as 786,000 respectively. Excuse me, guys. It is important to note that the Starks estimate seems to, what the hell? I'm not playing with them. Okay. Yeah, doing all that. Where was I at? It is important to note that the Starks estimate seems to include arrivals from all sources, not just directly from Africa. Y'all hear that? The author points out that Stark's estimate does not provide a detailed breakdown or references for the sources used. Additionally, the British maintained a naval force on the African coast and in the Caribbean between 1808 and 1863 to suppress the slave trade. British naval cruisers captured 1,559 slave vessels during this time, and the reports and correspondence from the captures indicate that none of these captives were believed to be destined for the United States. So, based on these factors, suggests that the true total arrivals directly from Africa was likely closer to 6,100 rather than the highest estimates provided by Curtin and Stark. So, yes, peace and love to my babies, OTK and Straight Smoke, showing the girl love, okay? All right, y'all. Hold up. Did I write this twice? No, I never went to the next one. Okay. The assessment also sheds light on the British government's concern regarding slave arrivals in Texas before its union, contrasting it with their lack of concern about enslaved people entering the United States as a whole. Elsis presents two reasons for favoring a lower number of African born slaves in the United States. He refers to the ninth census of the United States conducted after slavery had been abolished, which shows that less than 1/10 of 1% of the Black population in the country was African born. Therefore, if 786,500 enslaved people arrived after 1808, the majority of them must have been born in America rather than Africa. So this one right here. So basically, what this clip is saying, what this slide is saying, is that after 1808, when yeah, I know. Want to repeat it? You want me to repeat it? Because I can also show you guys the article as well that I excerpted it from. But it said the assessment also sheds light on the British government's concern regarding slave arrivals in Texas before its union, contrasting it with their lack of concern about enslaved people entering the United States as a whole. Iltis presents two reasons for favoring a lower number of African born slaves in the United States. He refers to the ninth census of the United States conducted after slavery had been abolished. So we all know that slavery was abolished. We talk not slavery, we're going to talk about the transatlantic slave trade. So I don't know. Yeah, this was worded wrong. But anyway, so after the trade ended in 1808, these were the numbers that that's what he's talking about, the number of people who identified and called themselves African or Negro or whatever, right? So anyway, Eltis presents two reasons for favoring a lower number of African-born slaves in the United States. He refers to the ninth census of the United States conducted after slavery had been abolished. And I'm talking about the transatlantic slave trade, which shows that less than 1/10 of 1%, less than 1/10 of 1% of the Black population in this country was African born. Therefore, if 786,500 enslaved people arrived after 1808, the majority of them must have been born in America rather than Africa. 1/10 of 1% was African. And it's more, look, listen. Listen. I can't make this shit up. And that's from a scholar. I can't make this shit up. So I didn't go too far in Iltis, but on a later build, I want to pull the whole article up and we can just, we can thug it out. Yes, we've been here, y'all. We've been here. And we need to start really putting that shit and holding their feet to the fire about what it is. We've been here. All right. So right here, this is the next source that I ended up using for part of my paper and just to present to you guys as well that I felt was pertinent information about slavery and and other perspectives surrounding it. And Thomas Sowell has tons of sources in that book. I got to learn how to read that index correctly, but that's a whole other thing, y'all. So here we go. So this book is called Black Rednecks and White Liberals. It was published in 2005 by Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell, a well-known economist and social theorist, argues in this excerpt that the claim that racism was the driving force behind slavery is historically inaccurate. He points out that throughout most of human history, slavery was not based on race, but rather vulnerability. Slavery existed long before the ability to transport slaves across continents, and people were enslaved because they were vulnerable, not because of their race. Sowell gives examples of Europeans enslaving other Europeans, Asians enslaving other Asians, Africans enslaving other Africans, and indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere enslaving other indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. He emphasizes that slavery was not rooted in theories about race. Only in relative recent history did enslavement across racial lines occur on a larger scale, which then promoted an ideology of racism that has outlasted the institution of slavery itself. Y'all hear that? Sowell concludes by stating that making racism the driving force behind slavery is to attribute a historically recent factor as the cause of an institution that originated thousands of years earlier. Earlier, bitches. I wish I had a little thing so I could say, drop a bomb or something. Let's keep walking. Ooh. In his book, Black Rednecks and White Liberals, Thomas Sowell delves into the real history of slavery, challenging conventional narratives perpetuated by works like Roots by Alex Haley. Sowell critiques the portrayal of slavery in popular culture, emphasizing the complexities of the transatlantic slave trade. He highlights that during the peak of the Atlantic slave trade, Africans held more enslaved people among themselves than were transported to the Western Hemisphere. Contrary to the typical depiction in Roots, Stoll presents a different perspective on the era of the West African slave trade. He notes that the harsh conditions in Africa, including high mortality rates due to diseases like malaria, made it more likely for a white individual to fall ill than actively participate in slave activities. European traders typically arrived on the African coast, acquired enslaved people, and quickly departed, facing similar mortality risks as the enslaved individuals during the sea voyage. Y'all hear this? Thomas Sowell was cooking in that motherfucking book. So also addresses Alex Haley's motivation in creating Roots, noting that Haley desired to provide a myth to live by through his work. This desire to offer a narrative that resonates with people's beliefs and values may have influenced the portrayal of slavery in the widely watched miniseries. Despite the historical inaccuracies, Roots became a powerful visual representation that many relied on the tragedies of slavery. Furthermore, the instrumental use of the history of slavery today underlies the claim that slavery grew out of racism. For most of its long history, which included most of the history of the human race, slavery was essentially not wealth. What slavery was essentially not wealth existed. Oh shit. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know how that happened. How the hell I messed that up? Okay. Anyway. Isn't that right? Okay. Instrumental use. What did I mess that up? Slavery underlies the claim that slavery grew out of racism. For most of its long history, which includes most of the history of the human race, slavery was essentially not the enslavement of racially different people. Okay, I wrote that right. Only in recent centuries has the technology and wealth existed to transport enslaved people en masse across oceans. People were enslaved because they were vulnerable, not because of their appearance. The peoples of the Balkans were enslaved by fellow Europeans, and the peoples of the Middle East for centuries before the first African was brought to the Western Hemisphere. Is it gonna let me open it up? It should. Okay, open hyperlink. Yeah, I hear that. It did share. Okay. I thought it was gonna share it. It didn't share it. Okay. No problem. All right. Let's just keep it walking then. I was just gonna show my short just about Alex Haley and what he had to say about, not knowing what Chicken George said to Bob about slavery and blah blah blah. So yeah. All right, let me see if I can right click it. Yeah, because when I did, it showed up, but y'all can't see it. So I don't, yeah. Let me see. Because it should have worked. I highlight it. Then what I do? I just open it. Yeah, I don't know why. All right. Maybe I'm gonna have to share it another way. Very annoying, guys. I'm work with me. Just bear with me because I'm really trying to learn how to get this together. It's like I hear it, but it's like I can't. Y'all can't see it. It's weird. Okay. All right. But anyway, when you guys get some time, just check that short out. It's a good look. All right, so there we go. All right, so this is Black Rednecks, White Liberals Continue. And he touched a little bit on intercultural differences on another part of the essays. He has several essays in the book. So this passage emphasizes the significant cultural differences among Black individuals encompassing various aspects such as urbanization, education, regional distribution, crime rates, economic achievement, and acculturation to societal norms. These differences have been present. These differences have been present throughout history and often have been shaped by the distinction between enslaved and free Black individuals. The passage highlights that the most fundamental difference for many generations was between Black individuals who were enslaved and those who were free. This difference extended beyond legal status and encompassed factors like regional distribution and degree of urbanization. It is worth noting that there were free Blacks in America even before the arrival of enslaved Africans. Hold up. It is worth noting. I gotta learn how to do this. Make sure you click sound also. Okay, look, I'm all jacked up over here. Y'all see that though? Hopefully that'll move out of the way. Y'all see that right there? It is worth noting that there were free Blacks in America, free Blacks in America, even before the arrival of enslaved Africans, with the first Africans brought to colonial Virginia in 1619, initially becoming what? What? I say? Indentured servants, similar to white indentured servants. Recognizing perpetual slavery appeared in Virginia. Oh shit, I read that wrong. However, this changed with the mass importation of Africans, and the first law recognizing perpetual slavery appeared in Virginia in 1661. So I thought that was important to note, and I thought that was important to recognize because, like, this notion that Black people wasn't in America is cap. The notion that there was no Black people here and the only people that was here was white people is cap. This book came out in 2005, and this man was back. So come on now, come on. Y'all just want to be a little bit. I ain't got that much to go. Okay. Ethnicity, race, and nationality from a cultural studies perspective. So everything at the top, like in my highlights and all of that, all of those things are giving credit to the author, whoever I got the information from, etc. I want to smoke. I need to get a fair usage thing up there, but I mean, it's just a PowerPoint, so it's not really showing much. Y'all, I'm over here pulling these. I ain't about to play with y'all. I'm ready to fuck with it. So here we go. Hold on, let me take a little sip. Y'all like what it's giving? Yeah, give me, yeah, yes. We're gonna need a lot of help. Okay. Let me see straight through. Thank you for coming over and supporting me and riding with the kid. It means a lot. 'Cause I've been really just trying to build my channel and get it going. And I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just start putting my lectures out. And that's the best I could do. So here we go, y'all. It's only got a few more left. I don't have a lot. I knew this was gonna be quick. Okay, so race is a social construct used to group people. Race was constructed as a hierarchical human grouping system, generating racial classifications to identify, distinguish, and marginalize some groups across nations, religions, and the world. Race divides human populations into groups, often based on physical appearance, social factors, and cultural backgrounds. The passage argued that race is a social construct rather than a biological or universal category, and that racial classifications are formed and reinforced through social and political processes. Okay? According to the passage, race is not an inherent or natural characteristic, but is instead created through symbolic representation and the exercise of social and political power. Observable characteristics such as skin color are transformed into markers of race, often accompanied by the false belief in essential biological and cultural differences. The passage suggests that acknowledging the limited biological basis of skin color allows for a critical examination of the significance attached to racial signifiers. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the ideological work and power dynamics involved in turning these signifiers into markers of race. Furthermore, the passage highlights that the definition of race are subject to struggle and are influenced by prevailing social and political conditions. It implies that the endurance or decline of a specific definition of race depends on the outcomes of these power struggles. Overall, the passage challenges the notion of race as a fixed and natural category, emphasizing its construction through social and political processes and the need to critically analyze the ideologies and power dynamics associated with racial classifications. Okay, let's keep walking. Not too many left. Okay, the concept of ethnicity, cultural studies, theory, and practice, Chris Barker. Ethnicity is a cultural concept centered on the sharing of norms, values. Okay, so here's why I'm talking about ethnicity, because ethnicity is different from race. And we've been put in a situation in America where they've lumped race and ethnicity together. Peace and love, ghetto child clinic. Who else in here? Hold up. Look, that's your son in here trolling. You need your flowers when it's over. Thank you for the likes, man. I ain't gonna do too much to you tonight. Once I learn how to get my babies wrenches and stuff, like I said, they gonna do whatever they do with you, Shaw. I ain't got nothing. Yes, Tyson, damn peace. I'm mad. All y'all came in at 17 slides in. Yeah, so here we go. Is it open OTK? Is there anything that you want me to go back to that you felt like was important that the people that just entered the room should hear? Yes, Tyson, everybody in here, peace, y'all. I'm not gonna have y'all all night. So here we go. The concept of ethnicity. Ethnicity is a cultural concept centered on most of these definitions I'm about to go through pretty much is going to come from a cultural perspective, right? We can rewind, yes, but finish first. All right. Ethnicity is a cultural concept centered on the sharing of norms, values, beliefs, cultural symbols, and practices. The formation of ethnic groups relies on shared cultural signifiers developed under specific historical, social, and political contexts. Ethnicity is formed by the way we speak about our group identities and identify with the signs and symbols that constitute that ethnicity. A culturalist conception of ethnicity is a valiant attempt to escape the racist implications that are inherent in the historically forged concept of race. Okay, let's keep going. This is ethnicity continued. The passage highlights the problematic usage of ethnicity and its contested nature. It points out that white Anglo-Saxon individuals often use ethnicity to refer to people with different skin pigmentation, while considering themselves a universal category often referred to as whiteness. The perspective leads to the exclusion of white English, American, or Australian people from being recognized as ethnic groups. The passage argues that it is essential to acknowledge that white individuals from these backgrounds do indeed constitute ethnic groups. The passage refers to the work of Dyer, who likely further expands on the topic of whiteness and recognition of white ethnic groups. Unfortunately, the rest of the passage is cut off. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go. So, the concept of nationality and nation state. This is also an excerpt from Chris Barker. Okay, the passage discusses the concept of nation state, nationalism, and national identity. It argues that these are not naturally occurring phenomena, but are contingent historical cultural formations that are socially and culturally constructed. The nation state is a political concept referring to an administrative apparatus deemed to have sovereignty over a specific space or territory within a nation state system. It is a political structure that endures and changes over time. On the other hand, national identity is described as a form of imaginative identification with the symbols and discourses of the nation state. It is continually reproduced through discursive action and it is intertwined with the cultural representations and narratives of the nation state. It is important to note that national cultural identities do not always align with state borders. There are various global diasporas, such as Africans, Jewish, Indian, Chinese, Polish, English, and Irish, which attest to the national and ethnic cultural identities that transcend nation state borders. Additionally, the passage mentions that few states have ethnically homogeneous populations. There can be multiple national or ethnic cultures within a single state. The work of Smith is referenced when distinguishing between civic political concepts of nations and ethnic ones, and listed over 60 states constituted by more than one national or ethnic culture. Okay, so let's just break it down. Nationality, ethnicity, and race, basically, guys. Okay. The passage highlights the representations of national culture are selective snapshots of symbols and practices that have been emphasized at specific historical moments. These presentations are constructed by distinct groups of people for particular purposes. National identity, according to Hall, is not a unified entity, but a discursive device that presents difference as unity or identity. National cultures are characterized by internal divisions and differences, and their unity is only achieved through the exercise of different forms of cultural power. The narrative of the nation plays a crucial role in constructing national unity. Stories, images, symbols, rituals are used to represent shared meanings of nationhood. These narratives are conveyed through various mediums, such as literature, popular culture, and the media. The narratives of nationhood often emphasizes the tradition and continuity of the nation, presenting them as natural and inherent. They frequently rely on foundational myth that narrates a collective origin. This myth assumes that this myth assumes and perpetuate the connection between national identity and a pure original people or folk tradition. Want me to read that again? The narratives of nationhood often emphasize the traditions and continuity of the nation, presenting them as natural and inherent. They frequently rely on a foundational myth that narrates a collective origin. This myth assumes and perpetuates the connection between national identity and a pure original people or folk tradition. Overall, this passage underscores the constructed nature of national identity and national culture. It emphasizes the role of narratives unifying cultural diversity and constructing a sense of shared experiences and history. It also highlights the link between national identity and the notion of a pure original people or tradition. Okay. And I think he's about to cut it off right here. Okay, guys. So this is the last one I'm gonna touch on right here. Is the Census Act, established in 1790, which I feel as though has a huge contribution to um, the identity crisis we struggle with, right? Hold up, did I put that in the right order? I don't know if I put that. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I think I was supposed to do this one first. Racial relations. No, 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 no. Okay. Boom. The implementation of the Census Act, which has governed the conduct of the decennial census in the United States since its establishment in 1790, has shaped the Black American identity crisis. One significant aspect is the historical limitation in racial categorization within the census, particularly the use of only two categories for race, namely white and colored. And that's not really right. I should have tweaked that. At a certain point in history, this binary classification of race is the census highlights in the census. Excuse me, guys. Let me start over. The binary classification of race in the census highlights a legacy of systemic racism and marginalization that has contributed to the Black American identity crisis. By oversimplifying and homogenizing the racial identities of individuals, the census failed to accurately capture the diverse experiences and nuances within the Black American community. Census enumerators tasked with collecting demographic information such as age, gender, occupation, and household size were responsible for ensuring accurate data for each individual. However, the restrictive and limited categories for race prescribed by the Census Act constrained their ability to reflect the true diversity and complexity of racial identities among Black Americans. Historical context of the census data collection, characterized by inadequate representation and recognition of Black American identities, has perpetuated the identity crisis within its community. Recognizing the impact of the past census practices on shaping perceptions of race and identity is crucial for addressing systemic inequalities and promoting a more inclusive and equitable approach to demographic data collection in the future. Because all right, this is my last slide because I really wanted to go over this article, but I don't even know if it's going to pull up now. Throughout history, the Black American identity has been altered on paper at least 6 times. I think this one was supposed to go first to align with each decade's historical or political climate. African Americans were historically referred to as Indian, Negro, colored, mulatto, Black, and Afro American until the term African American was established in 1988 and did not appear on the census until the year 2000. Shows that all of our people was not on board with this specific terminology. The reclassification of African Americans has spanned, y'all see, I like it, has spanned generations, complicating the substantiation of our true history, lineage, and identity rooted in a history of enslavement. This complexity raises questions about the validity of the transatlantic slave trade to North America from Africa, the reclassifications, and the acceptance of the term African American amongst all members of the Black community. So that's all. Let me see if it's gonna let me do it. This little article pretty much highlighted all of the bullshit with the census. So, but that's really it, guys. There's anything, but it says sharing it, but it must not be. Dang, y'all, hold on. I might gotta close it out and then bring it back up. Not the live, but the share screen. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Okay. So let me get the link. Let me copy that giant. And I'm gonna throw it in there. Hold up, I got y'all. Drop that in there. I'm gonna turn my camera off, but I'm here because I'm ready to do a little something. Can't do it right here. You hear me? Yeah. But the link is in the chat. Son, I don't want no bullshit if you look at my link. The Bethy already says you're not allowed. I be trying to be nice to people. I'm just warning you. So when y'all hit the link, does it show up? Like I'll just see it, right? Yes, thank you, BossCon. Thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed that PowerPoint lecture. It was only 20 slides. Like I was about to keep going and going. I said, I'm gonna have these people here all night. And I want to try and do that to y'all. But I wanted y'all to see my face while I was presenting, see how I talk. I know I got that DC accent, but like I hope you guys were able to comprehend it. I thought all this information was super duper valid, and a lot of people need to know what's up. And I think a lot of people not really digging into the research like they should. Peace, Straight Smoke.
What's going on, Sharice?
Okay, why I can't hear Straight Smoke?
You can't hear me at all?
Well, I hear you talking a little bit. Maybe it's...
Let me go check my mic real quick.
Okay, give me a second because I can hear you, but...
You good?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Put it one in the chat if y'all can hear me. I'm sorry. Straight Smoke, can you hear me?
Of course I can.
Okay, I see you talking, but I don't know why I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me go right here. Maybe it's something that need to be done here. Edit mic settings.
You want me to go out and come back in?
Yeah. I got you. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear you, Straight Smoke. Just hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me.
It's okay. It's okay.
OTK. Right. He can hear you, but I can't hear him. Y'all can hear him, but I can't hear him. Hold on. This happened the other night too. I just gotta fix it. But I can't.
You gotta click your audio.
Okay.
Straight, what it do, fam?
Man, can you hear me? I'm all good. You got me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you loud and clear, Sharice. OTK, can you hear me?
Okay, peace and love. Can y'all hear me?
Yep, we
Yes,
can hear you.
ma'am.
I just took out that microphone. Yeah, I took out that microphone, y'all. Let's rock. I can hear y'all now.
Yeah,
Okay, we good?
yeah.
Hey, Sharice, do me a whole solid.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all good. Y'all good to go.
Yeah, do me a whole solid. Catalog that. Catalog that research you just did. Catalog it.
Yep, yep.
Will do.
And,
Catalog that.
and I will give you the rest of what you need because a lot of my American Indian slavery research, my bill I got on that. Oh, I got a whole lecture on that, man. They stopped me because I got on this little restriction, but yeah, I was going in on that, and I got a lot of stuff that coincide with what you were saying. Great, great bill. You gonna bring it back up, sister? You can hear me? Mic check 1 2. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can hear me now?
Close my door.
Oh, mute your
Why
mic.
is it so low?
Billy Oso, clean up crew. You already know. Tell you, you call us, we coming.
He's still up. Can y'all hear me now? I'm sorry,
Yep,
y'all.
you good. You can hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all good. I was hearing an echo, but I'm
Okay.
not now. Perfect.
All right, so check it. This is what I want you to do real quick. Go to your, go over there to your right hand side, and you will see where it say chat and all of that. And it'll say something else, but you go on that, and when you go on logos, take that StreamYard off the logo that was blocking some of your screen on the show. You see what I'm talking about, Sharif? Oh, she went out again. Straight.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
because it's
okay.
blocking the picture right now.
What we're gonna do is we need to set up a
Everything good.
private meeting.
Yep.
We need to, yeah, we just need to set up a private so we can navigate all through this, and we're gonna get her straight and leveled out, and it'll be no problem from here on out. You already know how we go.
Facts. But it's just covering her avatar right
Right. I understand.
now, man. Okay, there you go. You can stay big like that. All right, that's even better. That's cool. You can hear us, Sharice?
Yeah, I can hear y'all, but I think y'all just a little bit behind. Hold on.
Oh, she's
Nope.
low.
She low.
She low.
All right. Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Yeah, but we can't hear you. Not like that. And neither can the
Okay.
general audience. Nope.
Now.
Turn your mic up.
Now.
Turn your mic up.
See, that's why I told her let go ahead and get that lecture through done first because that lecture went through flawless.
Yes, it did.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, it did. Yeah, we're gonna fine tune Sharice. We're gonna fine tune her out. We got to, bro. I ain't gonna have our sisters out here like that at all. We're gonna fine tune this out. It's not a problem. I think that's the reason that I got. If you call, we coming. If you say something, we coming. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Oh, look at my boy Chris, man. What's up, Chris?
Right.
Hey,
What's up, Chris?
man, they gotta, you know what I mean? You know, we band like Luke, man. You know what I mean?
Uncle
We
Luke.
band like Luke in certain states, man. Right now, man. We be back on and popping, man. Saturday, you know what I'm talking about? We be back. We be back on and popping Saturday. Oh, my bad. Okay, God, Sharice. Sound like Ooh, she got it.
Oh, we got a mad echo.
Dang.
Mic. Oh, you got your echo on your mic? Turn that echo down. On your mic.
Echo cancellation.
Okay.
Oh, either you buy a speaker.
Or you got something else open.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you just echo. Yeah, man, Chris. Somebody did some kind of hate speech on my channel, man. You know, I don't talk nothing, no hate stuff, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody did some hate stuff, man. Word, man.
Hey, Sharice.
You hear me?
He said he got you a tribe battle scar. Now you, I feel you, Chris. You feel me? That's what the rest of the queens have told me. That's what the queen mothers have told me from Unscrambled Minds, man. This hey, man, welcome. Welcome. Like I didn't know I was hated on like that, man. Like to put me in a category with what Top Cat and Supreme and Sister Betty. I shouldn't even be in back. I shouldn't even be in their class when they speak them boys' names, like on some real shit on a respect level. You know what I mean? I ain't put in nearly as much work as them brothers as far as out here. You know what I mean? So, boy, I ain't even supposed to be mentioned with them boys. Man, that's some real shit. That damn YouTube battle stars.
Y'all still can't hear me?
You still
We can hear you. You just echoing. Do you have StreamYard? Oh, I mean, do you have like YouTube open or something like that?
Nah, it's about the quality of work. That's how they look at him too. That's how they look at you too. Uh, okay, so that means keep on pushing in.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Chris. That just means keep on pushing. And I ain't saying nothing. I ain't gonna lie and say that my brothers and boys ain't keep telling me that. I be throwing all kind of negative stuff at they way like, nah, man, hold up. You sure it ain't? I be throwing all kind of stuff. Hey, but though, on some real stuff though, man, the sister work what was impeccable until she can
Yeah,
come back
word.
in. I want to elaborate on the work. The things that she brought up, and she brought up two major things that caught my eye, and I want to wait till she come back in before I brought that up. But the whole thing was real awesome. But you know, it was two major things that caught my eye because you already know it's like a key words and key signals that go up, and I'd be like, okay, boom, oh yes, that coincides with what I was saying. So now that definitely shows that this person who is a source in some of my work, Suel, I was like, okay, I was like, man, that's great work, sis, because she going and got a scholar. She going and got a real scholar.
It's still an echo.
Man, you in the matrix.
Yeah, I don't get this.
Trust me, we're gonna work all that out. Trust me. You see what I put in the back chat?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Say that again.
Yes.
You ain't got no echo no more.
Okay. Let me keep it that way. It's something I turned down on here.
You probably turned down your gain.
Okay. I was like, you turn all this shit down because something is doing something. And I don't appreciate it. Okay. All right.
Thank
So
you.
let's
So,
prop it up.
what's up, Queen?
Yes. No, I'm sorry. OTK. Hi, baby.
What's up?
So
Hey,
what you
great
want?
great fire bill. That's why I was telling you, don't let me or nobody else interrupt. That's why I was asking you if you want somebody to come up and help you read, because I know 20 slides. You know what I mean? It might be a little, but I would have only came up and help you read, or like Straight Smoke or somebody like that. They'll come and help you read, but make sure you get through your bill first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come back, because 20 slides people should have. They can narrow down the slides. You know, I didn't. I just narrowed down the point. You hit two major points that I said, but before I go in on them 2 points, I want Straight Smoke to let you know. I don't know if he did, but let you know on how that bill was. It was magnificent to me, and yeah, definitely flawless.
I hope it comes with more. And I will.
What did you
Go
do
ahead,
just that
Trey.
quick?
Oh no. What I do? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Come on to the mic. Come on to the mic.
Okay.
So when you hit that 1%, out of 10%,
1/10 of 1%.
there you go. 1/10 of 1%. That was icing on the cake for me.
It was icing on the cake for me too when I saw it. I can't hold you. That's
1/10 of 1%. You know what that means, right?
Oh yeah. I know exactly what it means.
One in
I want
every 1,000.
1 in 1,000.
And that's why exactly. They only brought 20 and odd Africans, and they were in district service. That's why I read that.
Go ahead. My bad. My bad, Goddess.
Smoke, I'm sorry, baby. Continue.
No. I didn't mean to cut your bill. My bad. I might have a little delay. My apologies. Go ahead.
All right. Now go ahead, finish up Straight Smoke. Like finish your point. I'm sorry, I kind of cut it. Or was that you, OTK? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just elaborating with Straight Smoke. I was saying, yeah, we talking about thousands because they talking about thousands, and then when they go into millions, that 1/10 is 1/10.
There you go.
That's 1 of a million. You know what I mean? And that's how
Exactly.
it goes like that. Yeah, that's all I was about to say, Sharice. I was just, we just billing on your bill.
Yeah,
That's all. Go ahead, Goddess.
that's what it was. And like David Eltis, he actually worked with the slave trade voyage and all that, like not the voyage, but the documents. Slavevoyages.org, I mean, he was a part of that process. He wanted to actually make the numbers lower than what's actually on the website now. But people like Henry Louis Gates, he had a bunch of pushback from people like them. So you know how it goes when you get a bunch of pushback from people like them. Like they was writing replies to his article, all kinds of shit. Because they didn't want that information to get out. To me, that's vital in understanding who we are.
Right. It's definitely vital because it shifts the paradigm, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Just a slight twist can shift the paradigm. So we know this wasn't no slight. This was a major shift. You know what I mean?
This was a major
over
shift.
a period. It just didn't happen overnight. It happened over a period of time.
Yes.
Matter of fact, it did happen overnight. And then it happened over a period of time. And the reason why I say it did happen overnight, because when we dealing with this census, Shit, we was there when the census started.
So I got to go ahead and say this. I got to go ahead and say this. So when they say 3 million, they talking about 30.
Yep. They're not talking about that many people.
They ain't talking about that many. When they say 3 million, 1/10 of 3 million is 30.
It will be 300,000.
That would be 30.
Africans.
When we talking about millions and we breaking it down, it would be 300,000, and then we'll be breaking it down from there.
Break
It
that
would be
down. That's still
30,000.
30.
Then it turned into 3,000, and then it turns into 300, and then it turns into 3.
It's at 30.
Yeah, so it depending on what
30.
scale they're talking about. We know the math
Exactly.
now because they're doing 1/10. So now that we know the math, depending on what level they're talking about. If they're talking in millions level, okay, we got the math for that. If they're talking in thousands, 100,000s level, we got the math for that.
Yeah, and if you would like OTK, we could do a build on the whole article because the article is like 30 something pages. So
Ooh.
we could really
Listen, you break that down. Break that down in 10 pages a piece. You got 3 shows right there.
Yeah, 3 shows
Those
right
are
there.
gonna get your subscribers. I'm gonna send them your way. You know what I mean? That's 30 pages. That's 3 bills. Put them in 10 pages bills.
Yep.
Boom. There you go. And that might be like 30 minutes. You could go in for like 30 minutes and then open the panel or whatever. If you don't want to open the panel, then close that off and then start a new show if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But keep them. But go ahead and get your work done. You got all that work like that. Don't just give it all out in one day, because you know what I mean. Go ahead and break that down because it took you a while. It took you time to do that. You feel me? Never know. By the time you get to the second or the third one of your first bill, your second bill, that's magnificent like this one right here. When you get to that, you never know how your outcome might look. You know what I mean? On the other side, to where you might have to fall back for a second with that and hold them in the cut, and then you do that for when you get members, or you know what I mean? You give them that sacred stuff because you know them your A1 day one. Don't just give everything out to everybody. You know what I mean? You throw what you need to throw out there and then hold some stuff back. I'm trying to tell you. And drop it for just your people, your members, the ones who support you.
You're right.
You feel me? Fact.
This shit been eating me up, OTK. Like all this.
I know. This is the bill that you've been trying to get out, that you was like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do this. This is the one.
I was gonna go into a little bit more of it on Sister Bethy channel because that was the original plan. She actually read the paper. So that was the original plan to go on Sister Bethy channel, and it still is the plan. I just wanted to, get some stuff popping on my own platform, and I don't want to be like nobody feel like I'm trying to use their platform on that, because I'm not. Because I genuinely love Sister Bethy, and I know I got some information that I haven't seen anybody in our community
else
spew. So
Facts.
So if I could real quick,
tell you, dog, that listen, don't you feel that way about me? Like you using my damn platform for no reason. I'm telling you, anytime you need it, matter of fact, that same bill that you just did tonight, because you done got it, and you got it down pack or whatever like that. We gonna be done meet up on the backside. You got straight email, so we're gonna be done meet up, and we'll be done get that together to where you'll be able to open them links up.
I gotta get it together.
You know what I mean? I struggle like that too. My first debate, no bullshit. I struggle like that in the debate blindly on back.
Hey, if I could real quick, Sharice, I'm gonna put it to you solely like this. Good job, nice work. We will reconvene before the next time you go live. We're gonna make sure you straight. I guarantee it.
The Clean Up Crew. The Clean Up Crew.
Shit, we need to get on FaceTime, Zoom, something, and really, work these kinks out. Because this is like my first time doing anything like this, putting myself out here like this, like outside of school, and like when I used to dance and stuff. Yeah.
I was shocked when you came on the show that morning when you was like, "Yo, where the link at?" I was like, "Huh? Whoa. Just like Girly Girl, man. I've known Girly Girl damn a year and a half in the chat. Never heard her talk until she came on the show.
Yes, I
Hmm.
love
Word. Man, y'all come on, man. Hey,
girls got
Sister
spicy.
Bethy, you got Sister Bethy them out there. You got Copper Empress Goddess out there, man. Hobart out there, man. Boy, we need some more warriors out here. She got a crew over there now. You know what I mean? And they doing their work. But shit, we need a crew out here, especially when you doing information like this. And your information coinciding with my information. So I know you've been digging. You've been digging.
Okay. I say, cause I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, you know what? I be really frustrated with like Shaw Sun, Cave, and that. Oh my god! Like those three be like an itch in my ass. Cause I don't see how they can't comprehend this stuff. I just don't see how they can't comprehend it. It's simple.
Hey sis, you know where you see your layouts
'Cause they
at
don't want
down there? Put yourself bigger in the middle and put us to the side. This your show.
Period.
You see your layout right there. That's good right there. There you go. Put yourself bigger because you got that screen yard up at the top and it was covering. But yeah, don't never let nobody be bigger than you on your show.
Period. I ain't
Yeah.
mad at.
You know what I'm talking about? Hey, but check it though. It was something that you brought up, man. You brought up about the what you say? That they was more free,
Yeah. The free.
so-called African.
Oh, hold on. Oh, go ahead. The so-called African.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, take off. What year was that? That's all I want to know. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think about which part you was talking about. You talking about the 1/10 of the 1%?
No. When it was more free Africans.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the blacks in the so according to him, that was during the colonial time. So that was like 16. I think my PowerPoint says 1690. Hold up. Let me just go back and double check if I put the date on it. Because I don't want to say the wrong date.
Like 1662,
It was like
right?
1661.
Yep, 1661, 1662. Okay, yeah, that's like the beginning of the colonial era. Yep, like 1660.
And we were here.
Yeah, okay. So it's in between. Huh?
Now I'm saying because we was here. And that's why I put that right there because I'm like, damn, like he was really putting it out there and nobody gravitated to this book.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he said, hold up, y'all. The passage highlights the most fundamental difference for many generations between Black individuals who were enslaved and those who were free. The difference beyond status and encompass factors like regional distribution and degree of urbanization. It is worth noting that there were free Blacks in America even before the arrival of enslaved Africans, with the first Africans brought to colonial Virginia in 1619, initially becoming indentured servants. And I want to build on that. Give me a second. Similar to
you want to show your screen? Show your screen, sis.
Okay.
Yeah, share your screen so everybody can see what you're reading.
Yeah, that's me referring back to the PowerPoint.
And that's why I have my questions. My questions refer to your PowerPoint. So therefore that'll give you a chance to pull it back up, and you can go in on it.
I'll holler at y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and take my dinner time. I'll talk with y'all. Sharice, I emailed you. We'll talk.
All right, I would love to talk. I hate that you gotta go. See you later.
Salute to y'all. Peace to the chat. Peace to the panel.
Love, my dear. And appreciate you again, long way and the short way. G-Love.
All right, give me a moment. Now, when I'm showing the share screen, it's not showing.
Okay. So it's like, okay. You know why? That's because you have it still inside the PowerPoint. You haven't saved it yet. you have to save it as a file. But it's cool though. But you said you wanted to go into that. That you had an article on that.
On the indentured service. Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah, you can show the article now though. Yeah, yeah.
hold up.
Can you show the article?
What I wanted to pull up about indentured servants was that 13th Amendment. And hold on, let me see. I might can get it. We're talking about the law that so-called abolished slavery and just that language. Let me see. I might can get it. Let me see if I have it. Put these on here. Oh, that's because I gotta put it in here. Okay. I think I'm gonna get the hang of this. Trust me. But yeah, about this indentured servitude language, because you remember that which poem that they did on they what's it slavery? Is slavery indentured servitude? Are they the same or some shit? Who was that debate?
I remember that debate though, but they are it is indentured servitude is a form of slavery. So yes,
Exactly.
they are.
That's
They
what I
fall underneath the classification of slavery, but it's a different form of slavery. That means you have a chance of getting free, and you might be getting paid.
so I shared it, but it's not sharing.
And no, it's sharing. I can
Okay.
see it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can see it. Slavery and involuntary servitude, 13th
Yeah.
Amendment.
So this is just like a quick little PDF joint that I found. You can just Google for this PDF. It's not really hard. But when we talk about the laws and the things that were enacted to so-called free our people, you know what I'm saying? I think we do need to try to understand. I'm gonna do a build on it though. I ain't gonna go into it too much right now, but we do need to understand like the verbiage and the language that they were using in that time and how to, apply it to our situation, right? So this clearly says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. This particular article is just going to pretty much break it down. But that language, that no, like either or.
And it got the cases at the bottom. So that's definitely a legitimate piece that you got there because they got cases at the bottom.
And come on, it's saying either or. It's or. It's both of them. So it's like, this notion that indentured servitude and slavery is not the same as crap. That shit is the same. And they did not get paid a lot. Little to nothing. That's why the civil
But
war.
Hold up. They say neither slavery nor indentured servitude exempt as a punishment for crime.
Yes,
So, right. So they're saying no matter who they are, they don't exempt from no crime.
Yep. It is. It's not. Bingo, OTK.
Right.
They're not talking about a race.
No.
That's either
They're talking
or.
about slavery, either or.
Either or. Mm-hmm.
Right. So if they say that you did this and you did that, you're being convicted of a crime. So it don't matter if you're a slave or an indentured servant, you still got to face this punishment.
Yep. That's why I keep telling people, y'all keep thinking this was this image of just us. It was us. It was us. No. It's not good. And that's my biggest issue. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing we got to realize too, that a lot of these stuff was written at this time to try to end a war between the North and the South.
Exactly.
And you had family members in the North against family members in the South fighting against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Some knew it, some didn't know it.
Man.
So
That happened. Go ahead, OTK. Keep building. Go ahead.
it's a wicked game, but you gotta accept it. If you're gonna claim this, you gotta accept your peoples and what they did and what side they was on, and you got to examine why they was feeling that way. Because we can't just look at a story or read one book or something like that, and somebody is talking subjective, and we can apply that to everybody. That's what I see has been going on with a lot of people, a lot of other people. No, not us, but a lot of other people that infiltrate us, try to infiltrate us. You know what I mean? They take one person account for it and say, "Oh, that's all of y'all." No, 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 that's not how it goes.
Exactly.
That's not how it goes.
And it is
By me seeing something like this, and then I have, excuse me, Bob, and that I see stuff like this right here, man, it just backs up what that I have and what you have back. You know what I mean? What I got backs up what you have. That's a compliment.
mm-hmm.
So I definitely know you on the right path. You know what I mean? I'm definitely do whatever. Well, you already hit straight. So we got you, man. You just keep doing your work like this, man. Definitely.
And you know what's so crazy? It's like, yes, peace, straight smoke. Thank you for still being here. Christopher, you probably gone, but shout out to you for coming into the chat. Belioso, my baby. I don't know if you're still listening, but peace and love. Big Dog Philly OG. Peace to all of y'all that came in and showed me love. It means so much to me. Yeah, guys. So listen, so the other day, y'all, I had to remove my live. They ended up giving me a copyright, but it wasn't like a strike that's going to affect my channel as of right now. So cool. But I had showed like this clip. I need to learn how to like, filter people's voices out and stuff. But this clip of Moesha or whatever from a minute ago, obviously Moesha came out almost 20 years ago, probably over 20 years, but they had ended up going into some type of rest stop or something because their truck had broke down. And they went into the store. I showed it on here though, but they cut it off. But they went into the store and they were reading these magazines that were saying like the Washington Rednecks and the like all kinds of weird, interesting shit. So when the little fake ass Native American come out, he just standing there, you know what I'm saying? Kim walks on over there because she said, "Oh," she said, "Girl, you don't know my people, blah, blah, blah. This Kim, you don't know my people." Ooh. He gonna say something about, she said, no, Niecy. Niecy's like, "Kim, don't start with that part Indian stuff again." So Kim goes over to tell the man, "Yeah, my grandmother, yeah, she is Seminole." Kimberly Parker saying to this man that this is the show, that her grandma was a Seminole. And I was like, oh my God. And then it just went into this dialogue about, I guess it was a Carnival cruise when your folks came over here. We didn't get brought over here. Like even just putting that notion out there, and that Native American called himself saying that we came on a Carnival cruise, being funny. I didn't think none of that shit was funny. She told Kim that she drove a Jeep Cherokee, that she had black feet, and that she had an aunt named Cheyenne. So that definitely don't make her Indian. I was like, whoa, it was so disrespectful. Y'all gotta watch it. Because I couldn't believe that no one caught this.
But it was all descriptions of an Indian.
You damn right. And Kim was letting her know.
That was the thing. And see, that's the narrative that everybody got from these cowboy and Indian movies.
Mm-hmm.
They flooded the channel when our presidents played in it. But goddamn John Wayne, Charleston Hester, their own, NRA. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, oof. But you keep doing. You keep doing what you do, man.
He's
So,
Mr. Coleman.
with this right here now, okay, we know that the transatlantic slave trade has stopped in 1808, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1808. When did it start? In your research, on this right here, not your research, but this started what,
His estimate,
1647,
yes, yeah, I believe 16, I want to say 1644.
1644.
Let me double
Okay,
check. I'm positive.
so 1644.
To 1867.
So from the so-called 1494, we can say that they started hitting Florida or whatever like that, and we say early 1500s they started hitting through Mexico and over there in the West Coast. But we can say that 1400s they was hitting Florida. So so we can say what, 1400s to what, and you say yours say 1647. So during that whole time span right there, there's no African. I'm asking you, sis, there's no African being talked about, correct? Oh, shit. Yeah, man, she popped out real quick, man. Oh man, Sister Shanice. She'll come back in a second, man. Shout out to Christopher Straight Smoke, still in there. Miss Aquarius now, hey family. I don't know who else still in there, man. Came through, Belioso came through, Big Dog Philly OG, Ghetto Child Clinic. You know what I mean? BossCon 13 came through. Okay. Talking with Tight Sam came through. I know them boys gonna definitely share it out. Shot Slim came through. Um, Everybody share this out, man. We gotta get our system right, man. Pumping out the knowledge out there. Definitely don't want to leave until she come back. She got to end her own screen, man. I know she gonna say bye. So Chris, man, straight smooth. What y'all think about that bill so far, man? It was straight, right? I think it was straight. And the crazy stuff is she got more research within just that. She had like 2 or 3 articles, maybe 4 of them that she want to pull up. Oh yeah, Chris. Oh man, you definitely gotta rewind. She had 2 hours. She need to come in and end this right now. I can't. She need to come in. Come on, BCDs. Fire numbers. Still like this. Definitely make sure y'all like the video. Y'all share the video. Y'all subscribe to sis video and to her channel. The information is good, and she gives sources, so you can go look it up. And the thing is, she's not scared to talk. You know what I mean? With you. But just don't come on the mail show and this stuff, man. Okay, dog. Please don't do that. Or that's a direct give off of some kind of religion base that you might still be in. Who heard? Giving her channel. Bless her. Like Bap say, man, what's this? The stamp and approved, man. She on her way, man. Yeah, you're right, Chris, man. We need plenty more sisters, man. You got Goddess Betty out there, Goddess Hobart out there, man. You know, she got her people coming out, man. Hey, man, it's time. They gotta come out. Gotta come out. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, the way our females them just come out, they come out not trying to say, yeah, I out over you and all this, right? No, they come in like, yo, I'm coming to accomplish you. I come to accommodate you. I come to, you know what I mean, to show you that we on the same path. But here, let me give you a little motivation. Every time God is over top, I get fired up, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And every time Sister Bethany talk, man, I get fired up, especially when she turn into chief mode. Where shout out to you. Okay, I'm gonna sign off, man. Love, peace, man. Make sure y'all share, y'all subscribe. Share this out. Thumb it up and subscribe, man. Sister Sharice is coming. It's coming. Peace.